Hey everybody, it's Ron with Ron's Computer Videos. I wanted to take just a few minutes this evening because I wanted to do this yesterday but couldn't because uh, the entire website was down. Uh, I guess they had. Uh, a lot of people redeeming codes or whatever. I haven't read exactly what was going on, but the website was down for the better part of the evening, so I wasn't able to actually get out there and do the video that I wanted to do. Um, what I would say is that I'm just glad that you're here this evening, so that way that we can talk through this together. So, just a very brief. I know this is Christmas Day, but just a very brief greetings to the people in chat. Thomas Armstrong is here. Everything is Broken Garage. Ryan, it is good to see you as always. And my Garth hair. My Garth hair made it this evening, so I feel really good about that. But um, I am sure that after a full day of spending time with your family and your kids' family, potentially, that you now need a break. You're at that point in your life where you really would like to maybe play a game and unwind and relax. And so that is what I thought that we would talk about. 2025 was kind of a big year for me in terms of game collecting. I was able to pick up a couple of titles that were absolutely must owns for me. This is Maniac Mansion. Of course, this is not the rare and highly sought after version, but it is fun and it is the one that I wanted. So that's the one I got. I also picked up a copy of Monkey Island. This is complete. This is really nice. Thank you to everybody that helped me track that down. I've picked up some old games. Old games are fine, but I've also picked up some newer games and some things that I definitely will be talking about this evening and trying to recommend a little bit. I actually earlier this year played Return to Monkey Island. This is the sequel, spiritual sequel to the first two games in the Monkey Island series. This is published by Terrible Toy Box. I think it came out a couple of years ago, and I bought it back then, but I never actually played it. This is from their Kickstarter. I think this was actually released by Limited Run Games. So it's very pretty. It's in the box. I don't intend to open it anytime soon. And then also another game I just completed. I just completed this game, and I want to do a live stream. I want to play through it just to hopefully get some other people excited about it, especially since some of the let me tell you what. Some of the achievements for this game are like dang near impossible. I think the first playthrough, this is a game that's called Broken Age. It's made by this little company you might have heard of called Double Fine, which has a lot of folks that used to work at good old LucasArts back in the day. Same thing with the folks here at Terrible Toy Box, but now they are making all kinds of new and exciting and amazing games. I will tell you one of the achievements for this. The first time I played through it, I think my first playthrough is like 11 hours or something, because I absolutely explored everything and tried every dialogue tree and everything, and that's kind of what you're supposed to do with a Double Fine game. But one of the achievements that you can earn is that you beat the game in under an hour. And I'm like, I'm not sure how you take an 11-hour playthrough and squish it down into an hour. But what I did is I actually went through and created a speedrun strategy and was just like, okay, well, you've got to accomplish these things. Da, 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 da. So I think I played through the game like two or three times to kind of write down and figure out what the strategy was. And I was able to beat the game in 53 minutes, which I felt really good about. But then I looked online. It turns out that I, people speed run everything, but it turns out that my strategy is not very far off from the strategy that professional speedrunner people use. But their times are like 38 minutes or some ridiculous number. So I still feel really good at my 53 minutes, but I will do a playthrough on this at some point. Okay. So we've talked about old games. We've talked about things that were previous sales. Let's talk about what's going on this year. I will say that uh, I did pick up a few things at the autumn sale. I did a similar stream to this one just to kind of talk about deals and stuff that were happening there. I have this in an incognito window so that way that, hopefully it is not going to try to market things to me. Do not worry, I have things that I wanna recommend to you to play, because, not everybody has my taste in games, but if you're like me, and I know that I am, as I am often, uh, known to say, there are some things out there that you will probably see that you might like that I would certainly hope that you would pick up. But um, basically, there are a lot of AAA games and stuff from 10 years ago or something that are finally priced to own. If you are like me, I get tied up doing things. I've got this YouTube thing. I've got other stuff that I do. I work and I've got kids and I do all that, and it takes up a lot of my time. And I don't really have the time to invest in playing games that I used to. So a lot of times on these Steam sales, I used to just go through and I would buy all the games that were under $1. I would buy all the games that are under $5 just to have a bunch of stuff in my Steam library. And I think in those early days, I bought a lot of shovelware. And it kind of turned me off to playing things because I'd be like, oh my gosh, like this game is not especially polished. And it just seems like people were just throwing things out there. Well, now there's a much more curated sort of way that Steam runs these sales and all of that. So it makes it really easy. I also want to say hi to a couple of other people that have joined chat, CSU, DSU Industries, and AAAU, and Sweet Karate Punch. It's good to see everybody. I do know that, yes, it is not necessarily Christmas still everywhere around the world, but there are Boxing Day sales that are going on right now as well. The Steam sale itself runs until January 5th, I believe. So there are plenty of time if you're watching this contemporary to when this comes out to kind of evaluate and check this out. Oh, yeah, CSU DSU Industries. I still like it. CDI. Um, I know you're still trying to get past that whole thing with that failed console launch, but that's okay. We're not going to draw attention to that this evening. This is a feel good show. But in any case, yeah, there are a lot of games out here that absolutely do qualify as AAA titles and stuff. Red Dead Redemption 2, 75% off, 14.99. If it's something that you don't already own, it's a lot of fun. I would just say the online community for this one is just amazing, and all the mods and all the stuff. It definitely seems like a lot of fun, but it's way more involved than I've got time to play. I do think that I had Red Dead Revolver on the PS2 back in the day, and that was a lot of fun. And then the first uh, Red Dead, like Red Dead Redemption, came out, and I think I played that back in the day. But yeah, it's I've watched a lot of videos, and you watch some of that Any Austin stuff, and it's where you're going around, you're doing like counting all the telegraph poles and things like that. So, but I will say if you like a bullet hell, but you are the bullets, Vampire Survivors appears to be on sale. It's only $3.74. This is a cute game. There's lots of unlockables and stuff in this one. You basically just kind of run around and you get you play as a character, and they have different abilities, and it might be like area of effect attacks, or it might just be like melee stuff. But it's like there's a million monsters constantly trying to crush you, and you get upgrades and you get to pick, and there's like a skill tree, and that's a lot of fun. So just a random recommendation there for you. Uh, but yes, there are tons and tons of games. I don't necessarily know what everybody's favorite genre is. My thing is this: I need a game that I can kind of just pick up and play and then put right back down if I need to. So something like adventure games, which is probably what I'm going to focus on this evening. That's my favorite genre of games. I love an action game, things like that. Totally fine. I am not the most skilled at playing those things. I am really good at sitting down and banging my head against the wall for 14 hours at some adventure game to realize that I foolishly forgot to pick up an item 8 hours ago and now need to reload a save. So let's go ahead and let's talk about some of the things that I would absolutely recommend. Let's talk about some things that I've got on my wish list things that I would encourage you to also wish list, even if you don't pick them up at this year's winter sale. And then things that I absolutely have in my cart, things that I will be purchasing before the end of the Steam sale. So, the first thing I'd like to talk about is Julia Minamata's masterpiece, The Crimson Diamond. I talk about this game all the time. This game is quite a bit of fun. If you are a Sierra fan from back in the day, or even somebody that's new to the Sierra line of adventure titles, this is absolutely a love letter to the Laura Bow series. Uh, this is there's a game that Roberta Williams created that's called The Colonel's Bequest, which this game borrows liberally from, but it is absolutely it is not a pale imitator. It is absolutely just a love letter to that game and to the Laura Bow series, and this game has a historical kind of context. It takes place in Canada. It is a murder mystery. There is a young woman who Laura Bow is a sort of a journalism student. The heroine of this story is a geology student at the local university. She's pushing back against sort of a male dominated field, and she gets to go and investigate the claim that someone has found a crimson diamond at this remote sort of hunting lodge. And basically, the gameplay and everything plays a lot like Laura Bow or The Colonel's Bequest. It is a parser based game. And as you can tell by the graphics, it is like a 16 color EGA masterpiece. Lots of fun ways that you can die, lots of fun ways that you can collect evidence. If you ever played the Laura Bow games, you know that there is at the very end, you basically have to go through and submit kind of your evidence of what you learned during the game. This takes that to the next level. The first time I played this game, I did not do very well. I did not collect enough evidence to get the best ending, but you can absolutely go through. And this game is a little more forgiving because it will let you know there's a little notebook like in the Colonel's Bequest that you kind of check off things that you need to know. But you can get supplementary items that help. Well, that pardon. Supplementary items that help you better make your case at the end of the game when you solve the mystery. So this one is a lot of fun. Julia is an amazingly talented lady. I absolutely recommend that you pick this one up. Yes, the Crimson Diamond Canadian spelling. Yes, of course, of course. I will have to defer to your expert uh, Canadian linguistics. So, but definitely pick this one up. It's a lot of fun. I can't say enough good stuff about it. Something else that I would definitely recommend, you've got to get over to WAD Jedi. You should just add that. You should just follow them. They make a lot, or publish rather, a lot of really great adventure titles. Some of which will go under the boards if you are not paying attention. I don't think it's possible to escape Old Skies. This game has won so many awards, has basically kind of reignited a lot of people's love of adventure gaming. This is a time travel epic. You definitely should pick this one up. It was released earlier this year. It is absolutely priced to own at $15.99. But basically, I don't want to give away the plot. It is a lot of fun. You have to travel through different periods of time. You can change different elements, which change things later in the game, which can put you in a situation where the game is now basically stacked against you. But you can go back and persevere. You can change things. You can undo stuff. It's a very neat time travel element where you basically can be your own worst enemy if you let yourself. This one is a lot of fun. Again, it's won tons of awards. Definitely check this one out. The other one that I always talk about is The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, or Barrow, depending on where you're from. This game is just a masterpiece of Lovecraftian horror. It's a beautiful game too. I played this one. This one came out in 2022. I just played it for the first time this year. I played through the whole game and then went back immediately and played a second time. I think there were a few things that I maybe kind of missed out on the first time, or didn't really understand the weight of what was happening at that exact moment. But on the second playthrough, with that foreknowledge of what's actually going to happen at the end of the game, you understand the weight of the situation, and how that you are just basically just like going into that train tunnel knowing that the train is coming at you the entire time. So, Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, definitely pick this one up. This one is a must buy, and it's so cheap now. 674. Come on. Like, even if you are going to buy it and then wait, um, maybe play it, because I think part of the adventure takes place. The whole thing is you're trying to follow up on a mystery of something that your father had worked on. He was a kind of an archaeologist that focused on sort of the early history of the British Isles, and so yeah, it's quite a bit of fun. And I would say don't sleep on this price, even if you can't play it right away. You definitely want to grab this one. They do have lots of other great games. I have not played Unavowed. I have not played some of these other titles. I know that some of these early ones also are like very personal stories by the authors, like the Shiva here. You definitely should go through, check out Wad Jedi's page, and just kind of read up on what those titles are and see what appeals to you. Um, Going from a independent developer to another independent but maybe larger developer, uh, all of Double Fine's stuff is on sale right now. With the exception, there's only one or two things that aren't actually on sale, but those are mostly because those are partnership games that they worked with other distributors. So I guess that there is a little bit of, you kind of got to work those deals and stuff out. So this year I played through The Cave. The Cave is actually quite a bit of fun. This is I actually did a live stream about it a couple of weeks ago, where you could select 7 characters, or I'm sorry, of 7 characters, you pick 3 characters, and then every one of their adventures, they kind of interlock. They all have little special abilities, and you basically go through, and it's not really, I mean, well, there's really 4 characters you go through, because the cave itself is a character. It kind of narrates your adventure. You meet other people along the way, but it is quite a bit of fun. And to get all of the endings. Everybody has a good ending, everybody has a bad ending, and then everybody has kind of a shared ending. And there are different sort of achievements and things like that that you can get based on the different teams that you pick. All of the teams complement one another, so it's not like you can soft lock yourself because you picked the wrong people. But it's everybody has little strengths, everybody has little weaknesses. They all work together. I could see here, like, there's the hillbilly, there's like a time traveler that goes to the past because they're mad because somebody else got, employee of the century or whatever. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's a platformer, but it's also an adventure title kind of at the same time. You do have to go through and solve puzzles and stuff, and it has some high concept storytelling built into it as well. So this is a really good one. I would definitely recommend. You also Keeper, which is their latest title that just came out kind of mid October. This is on sale for the first time. Normally it's $29.99. It's on sale for $23.99 right now. You basically play as a sentient lighthouse. This is another very strange concept for a game, but it's very, very pretty. So I have not played this yet, but I've watched people. I've not watched a playthrough, but I've certainly watched reviews of it that are spoiler free. That everybody uh, gives some very good feedback on this, and according to Steam here as well, it's got very positive feedback. So maybe this is an interesting one. So, um, hey Bob, good to see you. Hi Ron, Merry Christmas to you and all the folks here. Thanks. So definitely check out The Keeper. That'll be a good one. The Psychonaut games are on sale. I probably don't have to tell you anything about those titles. All of the remasters are on sale as well. So, and they're all $3. $3 for Full Throttle Remastered, Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango. If you've never played Grim Fandango, stop what you're doing, play Grim Fandango. This one is really great, especially since you might be like, oh, well, I've got a disc and I've just never played it. Well, it doesn't work on modern machines. There's a lot of weird AI stuff, and the timing and the engine does not work correctly on any operating system newer than probably XP or something like that. So, if XP, it might not even be like anything more than 98. I don't remember, but I think the game came out in 1998, but this remaster came out about 10 years ago, and it's really, really great, and it's well worth your time. And the music is amazing. The gameplay is amazing. It's got a really cool story about Dia de los Muertos and lost love and redemption, and can't say enough good stuff about it. Broken Age is on sale as well. This is the game that I was just showing you the box for. Um, $2.24, I think it said. Yeah, $2.24. This is a fun game. It's got a unique cell shaded art style. It is an adventure title. There are lots of um, puzzles to solve and stuff. This was originally released, I think, as a Kickstarter, where that way that they were going to kind of do episodic versions or episodic content. But what they ended up doing is they released the first chapter, which is kind of short, I would say. The first time that I played through it, I think it took me a couple of hours. The second time I played through it, knowing all the stuff, I think you can play through it in about 30 minutes, or not even 30 minutes, like probably 20 minutes. Hold on. I've got it written down because I figured out the timing. You have to have it. Oh, yeah, sorry. You have to have the first part of the adventure done in 8 minutes. You got to have the second part done in like another 10 minutes on top of that. So about 18 minutes to complete the first the first chapter of this, and then the rest of it is much longer, because I think they realized people were kind of miffed at the idea that it was going to be episodic, because it does kind of end on cliffhangers. So but there's a young lady that has her adventure, there's a young man who has his adventure, and then the adventures kind of come together when you realize that their worlds literally kind of collide. So it is a lot of fun. Can't say enough good stuff about it. Definitely $2.24. Come on. I think I paid $20 for this or more at a previous sale. So definitely check that one out. If you haven't heard of Brutal Legend, that's the game with Ozzy Osbourne and Jack Black, and lots of great music and stuff. At $2.24, can't beat it. Costume Quest, I did a really cool Costume Quest 2 is seemingly not on sale right now. Who knows? But Costume Quest, because I think this was released with THQ, so THQ might have their own thing going on. But in any case, the first Costume Quest, which is a kind of a like an RPG where you play as little kids and you're going around, you're trying to save your neighborhood from like these goblins that are stealing all the candy and just being jerks. It's quite a bit of fun for $1.49. The original Psychonauts, if you've not played that, $1.49, can't beat it. Another weird game that I played this year, Stacking. If you've not heard of this one, it is really odd. This is a weird game, and it is kind of a collectathon. You can play through the game and not worry about all that, but if you do want all the achievements, it is a bit of a collectathon. This game came out in 2012, so it's been out for quite a while. But the whole thing of it is that it is little nesting dolls, and so the kind of the way the game works is, if you need to accomplish something, you oftentimes have to stack into other dolls to accomplish whatever that goal is. So, like, you just saw those 3 train engineers there. You have to actually go and you got to like stack inside a train engineer and do something, and then you got to go to get another guy and stack inside them, and then another guy, and each different people have different abilities. Like this lady right here can kind of seduce people, and so she's got this guy, he's fallen in love with her. You can get him away from the door, so that way that the key guy can then go over and unlock the doors and get inside this kind of a passenger lounge kind of thing. So, but it has a very unique art style. It makes use of a lot of sort of old Hollywood kind of silent era movie stuff because you actually go through and the cutscenes are displayed or played sort of as like a silent movie. It's really cute. It's a fun game for $1.49. I think you can play through the whole thing in maybe 5 or 6 hours. So it is not a huge time investment, but it is quite a bit of fun. Um, there are some other titles here, like Iron Brigade and Hack and Slash that are on sale as well. Space Base. These are different. I've not played these games. I have them on my list. I've purchased them, but I have not played them. So it's kind of like a resource management game. Uh, this one right here, not great reviews. Space Base DF9, overwhelmingly negative. Well, they can't all be winners. However, I would definitely recommend checking out. Headlander is not on sale. I think this is one of those things where they were working with some other company and it's just not on sale. So definitely, if I had to say a list on the of Double Fine titles, make sure that you pick up the remasters, Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango, and then make sure that you absolutely pick up Broken Age and The Cave. Stacking pretty good if you just need like a short little adventure. Costume Quest for sure. That's a lot of fun. So, and don't forget about The Cave. Again, this is the first time this has been on sale. All right, who else we got? Terrible Toy Box. If you are an adventure game person, you've probably heard of this guy. His name is Ron Gilbert. Who knows? He's probably made some games. Oh yes, he did. He made this little game called Monkey Island. So The Secret of Monkey Island. So a couple of years ago, specifically 2022, uh, they got the team back together. They made this really great um, sort of a follow up because the second game ends kind of on a weird uh, sort of a cliffhanger, and then the third game had a different development team. The fourth game had a different development team, and they just went off and did their own thing, which is fine, which is fine. But it's really nice that we got a proper sequel to uh, to Curse of or I'm sorry, the Return. Gosh, what the heck is it called? It's over there on the shelf. I can't even see it. It's Monkey Island 2. So it's nice that we got a proper sequel. So, but Ron Gilbert, Dave Grossman, getting the team back together for this one. It is a lot of fun. It has a unique art style, which at first I didn't jive with, but I was like, you know what? I like it and I trust these guys and I like the franchise and I'm gonna trust them. And so I stuck with it and it was quite a bit of fun. This is a game that you will play through several times just to experience everything, go through every dialogue tree, every little side quest, and things like that. So this one's a good one. I would absolutely say definitely check it out. And it's normally 24.99, something like that. It's on sale for $7.49. Can't beat it. Definitely get that. Okay, so I this is probably going to screw things up for a second, but I'm going to have to remove that window, stop sharing it, and then I'm going to have to share my other window where I have other things up here. Okay. So, this is my wish list. These are things that I may not necessarily be purchasing this go round, but are things that have gotten on my radar in the last couple of months that I definitely want to check out. So, um, if you watched my interview last Friday, there's a little game called Skater Don't. This is actually a free game. You can download and play this. Where it's basically just everybody there's a procedurally generated course, and you can have thousands of people out there at once, all riding their little skateboards, trying to see who can get the furthest, avoiding obstacles. If you don't keep moving, some little birds will come up and knock you off your skateboard. But as you can see, like this is a fun one. There's a ton of people, but Cryptic Sea actually makes this game. They make a lot of other fun stuff as well. There's a little game you might have heard of called Sub Rosa that kind of, made some waves a couple of years ago. There's also some other stuff, Stunt Derby. Eventually, this will come out. Make sure you got this on your wish list. Yeah, sorry. Add that to my wish list. So there are some fun things coming at Cryptic Sea. Okay, so I like I was saying earlier, Keeper. I don't own it yet, but I definitely want to pick this up. The Drifter. This is actually a game that has kind of gotten a lot of press this year, overwhelmingly positive reviews. That's always nice to hear. This came out over the summer. Basically, it is you are like a homeless person who is actually killed, and you come back to life, and you're kind of going through and trying to solve exactly what happened to you. So it is the art style is very unique. I've heard nothing but good stuff about this game. I've tried my very best to avoid all spoilers on this because I would like to actually play this at some point. So this is one of the first times it's been on sale. I think it was maybe on sale for the autumn sale, but I don't know that it was this steep of a discount. I think last time it might only been 5% or maybe 10%, but it's normally $20. It's on sale for 16.99. If at the very least, throw this one on your wish list so that way that you'll be notified in the future about other stuff. But yes, point and click adventure game. Uh, Again, nothing but good stuff. Something else you want to make sure to add to your wish list, you cannot purchase this right now, is Return to Dark Castle. This is a sort of a reimagining of the Dark Castle series. Uh, that basically, as you can see, if you remember the Macintosh game from back in the day, pardon. If you remember the Macintosh game from back in the day, this is a sort of a modern reimagining of it with like full color graphics and with all of the maps and everything from the original game, but then also brand new maps and enemies and challenges. So it will be fun. There hasn't been a way to play the color one in quite a long time. So yeah, I remember that from the early 80s and early 90s in high school. Yep, this is kind of one of those killer app games that was out on the Macintosh back in the day. So it's definitely worth checking out. So supposedly this is going to be released here in the next few months. Perhaps I don't have any insider information. I don't know anything. Do not say Ron said because Ron doesn't know. But Ron will say this if it's as fun as the original and frustrating as the original, I know that I'm gonna have a good time. So, I know that One Bit Fever Dreams, when, recently we were talking about this and he was saying, "Yeah, I'm really waiting for this one to come out." So, definitely check this one out, add it to your wish list. Another game that I saw, and this is something that's like a collaborative sort of publishing effort with Double Fine. It's called Knights and Bikes. It just appears to be kind of a fun game. You can customize your bike, you can do things, you can ride around. It kind of looks like it uses a lot of game engine stuff from, or kind of has a similar look as, oh gosh, come on, brain. Uh, Costume Quest. Sorry, I have my box up there, so I'm just look and check it out. So it just looks like a fun game. It looks like it would be a good time. So I have not pulled the trigger on this just yet, but I do have it on my wish list. All right. Speaking of things from years ago, don't forget the Space Quest collection, the Quest for Glory collection, the Police Quest collection, the King's Quest collections are all some percentage off right now. Um, the King's Quest collection, I think, or Space Quest collection, and I think that these are um, so it's like 1 through 6 for the Space Quest collection, and it is different. And I'm not sure what versions specifically. I know that there are people that are very picky about which version of the game is included in a collection. But if you don't own these at all and wanted to play them as and having like as an owner of the software. I know that there are many places you can play these online, but if you wanted to have a license uh, to play them, certainly this is a cheap way to do so. Um, I can't tell you that these are going to be the versions. If you wanted to be a speedrunner, uh, this the Spinal Frontier. That's the artwork for that. I can't promise that that would be the versions that are included in here, but it you can check that out on your own. The Police Quest collection. If you've never played some of this, this is part 2 right here. This is oh gosh, I can't remember. This is that one that they had Daryl Gates, I think, did a bunch of stuff for. So, or this is the remake of one of the I can't remember. In any case, yeah, this is one of the later ones here. So, but basically, yeah, if you're a fan of these old Sierra games, they are on sale right now. Check them out. Something else you should add to your wish list, it would be Nighthawks. Nighthawks is another game that's coming up from Wad Jedi. Um, it is I like how the guy looks like Tim Curry. So the secret is out. Vampires have been exposed to the world, and you're one of them. Seize the night as a modern monster, stepping out of the shadows to build a thriving nightclub empire through fear, seduction, and your forbidden supernatural talents. Artwork looks great, and I'm sure that this will be a lot of fun. And there's a demo. You can go play a demo. So check this out. Get it on your wish list. Help out small devs. The Phantom Fellows. This is another one. This one is actually, I think this is the lowest price that it's been out on Steam since they've started doing discounts on it. This one came out last year. This is another kind of pixel art looking game. Phantom Fellows is about two best friends who start a paranormal investigation business together since one of them is already dead. So it has kind of a fun premise to get you started. I like the art style. I have heard lots of good things about this one as well. Basically, you're playing the game. You have a mystery to solve against a ticking clock. So the story is very much like we're pumping the gas here. So 40% off, not too bad. Uh, if you are someone who likes cozy games, there are some things to throw on your wish list, like a short hike. This one makes me think about handheld games. This one is a lot of fun. Definitely, I need to pick this up. I have not picked this one up yet. I like games like this because it's just short. It's just a short game. You can do some things, achieve like some fun little reasonable achievements. Plus, this kept getting recommended to me because I'm a big fan of Firewatch, which a lot of people will call like a walking simulator. I think that it's just interactive fiction. That's how I would uh, sort of qualify that. And I know that Wholesome Games has been pushing this on there, not really pushing, but recommending this as well on Blue Sky and other places. So definitely check that one out. Tiny Tires is not available yet, but this looks like a lot of fun. I've been reading dev updates and stuff. This is just like a racing game. So if you like those old sort of uh, like Micro Machines kind of games and things like racing games and stuff, physics. But there appears to be a lot of stuff in this that you can kind of like interactable tracks and things like that, and you've got like a Z axis kind of thing. So it looks fun, and I thought I would add it to my list, and I can't buy it yet, so we'll wait and see. Race around coffee cups and jump off notepads in Tiny Tires, a simple, fast-paced miniature racing game. A throwback to classic racing games featuring a top-down perspective, making it easy to keep an eye on any opponents trying to get one up on you. Check it out. Another game, these are some Double Fine games. There's Gang Beasts. There is some similar game that people talk about where Fall Guys or something like that. I don't know if this is in that same vein, but I typically trust Double Fine on things. I know that I kind of get their sense of humor and I like their art style and stuff. So I normally just will pick these games up. But this is a like a multiplayer game. The tagline here says Gang Beasts is a silly multiplayer party game with surly, gelatinous creatures, brutal slapstick fight sequences, and absurd, hazardous environments set in the mean streets of Beef City. This one is 60% off right now, $7.99. If this is something that you like, so I've got party game recommendations here. So if you like party games, supposedly this is a good time. So I will have to see about this one. Headlander, this is on my list. This is another one of those LucasArts games, or not LucasArts, sorry, Double Fine games. I've just been watching it because I just want to see when it goes on sale. So when it goes on sale, we'll see. Dogpile. I saw they're doing devs are playing right now. So that's kind of cool. That's actually something that's going on right now. So to promote their games. But this is like a roguelike where basically you build a deck and then play kind of those the where the balls kind of like you start out with like the little thing, and then if you get another thing like that thing, then it turns into the next thing, and then and just sort of like scales from there. I think it's like drop ball, I think is what those games are called. But this looks cool. I think the art style looks cute, and it just came out earlier this month, so I have not pulled the trigger on this yet, but I do have it on my wish list because it does look like it's cute. And I do like little cozy cute games, and you can buy upgrades and stuff to make things easier. I don't know if you've played drop ball style games, you've probably played things like this. I think what makes it unique though is the theming, and then also adding the whole thing with roguelike sort of stuff with the upgrades and powers and abilities and such. There are a couple of other games that I've added to my list here, like Guilt, which is another game by or that Jedi developed and then is also publishing. This is a just an action adventure game. I like the art style. It looks very pretty. If you saw some of the other stuff I recommended earlier, it should make perfect sense why I would like something like this. So I've got it on my uh, I've got it on my list because at some point in the future they'll start doing some promotion on it, and I want to be the first person to know. And then also Stunt Derby. This is another game that's by Cryptic Sea. This is you can download the demo. It's a coming soon. These are physics simulator kind of games, multiplayer stuff. I know that he's been working on this really, really hard. You should go and watch the interview that I recorded for the release last Friday, and you can learn a little bit more about it. But and then actually something that looks like a lot of fun, if and when we ever get this going, is Mouse PI for Hire. Join private investigator Jack Pepper on a guns blazing, jazz fueled adventure in Mouse PI for Hire. Mouse combines the charm of hand drawn rubber hose animation inspired by the classic cartoons of the 1930s with the adrenaline and action of an explosive first person shooter. So as you can tell, it this does look like uh, sort of a like a goofy send up of Doom and Duke Nukem and those type of games. So I like the sort of the perspective, like you kind of walk around the thing and it turns with you, that 2.5D sort of game. So so I guess we have a release date now, 3/19/26. So, but we will have to check it out. So anyway, I've got it on my list because I'd like to know more when time comes. Okay, so what am I actually going to buy? We're 44 minutes in. What am I actually going to buy this Steam sale? Here's my list. There are some things that are no longer on my wish list just because they're here now. So uh, what I'm going to pick up is the Phantom Fellows, which you saw earlier. That was the one where it's like the two friends start the paranormal investigation place. One of them is already a ghost. I wanted to pick up Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Father, And the reason why is because I have never played this, but Sierra fans love it. So, I guess that I would, try to play this. It's $3.59 right now, marked down from 5.99. So it is not very expensive, but this game, kind of classically has, some great voice acting. It's got Tim Curry. It is a sort of a uh, mystery game set kind of in Louisiana and stuff. So it's got that kind of that feel of like I don't want to say like those vampire books, but you know, it's gothic horror. Is that what that's called? Southern gothic horror. Maybe that's what that's called. People cannot say enough good stuff about this game, so I'm going to finally play it. That's going to be one of my things for 2026. A couple of years ago, and this is what's interesting, a couple of years ago, Pinkerton Road Studios, uh, they did a Kickstarter. These are people that like Sierra employees. These are people that were involved with the Gabriel Knight series. They started the game studio. They did a Kickstarter. They were gonna try to produce some games. They had a little bit of a thing where it's like, and one more thing, we're going to be remaking uh, Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Father for modern machines and using modern graphics and updated voice acting and all of that. So it came out. It came out in 2014. So a couple of years ago, but this is a well-respected game. I know speedrunners love it because this game has been broken like wide open, uh, in terms of being able to beat it quickly. But uh, everything I've heard about it, it's a lot of fun. They're showing like some concept art and things like that where they went through and updated stuff. But this game takes the original and adds some new puzzles and reorders a few things. So I would like to play the original first, and then I would like to play the remake. So that way that absolutely I can just have the whole experience. So all right, so we will do that. Uh, a short hike, we talked about that one just a second ago. I'm absolutely going to pick that up because I figured that this will be a couple of hours of fun. The Drifter, we talked about that too. That is, it's won some awards and stuff this year. Definitely you need to pick that one up, and or at least I'm going to pick it up. And then I'm going to get the Keeper. Since Keeper is now on sale for the first time, I need to stop not picking it up and pick it up. Also, something else that I'm going to get is the Grim Fandango remastered soundtrack. This is the disc that used to be basically, um, well, sorry, this is not the exact same, but it is a spiritual reimagining of that CD that came with the original, like deluxe version of Grim Fandango back in the day. If you watch my interview with Brett Migalewski, he talks about there's like a version of Grim Fandango that has like sort of like foil signatures on the front of it, and it also included that CD and also included this little guy, which I also did a fun little video about Archie McPhee and the origin of this little doodad. Um, but I love Grim Fandango. I really do. This game really speaks to me on a bunch of different levels. So I definitely want to pick up the soundtrack. It is only $1.99. If you are a fan of the music of LucasArts games, if you're a fan of Brett Migalewski, you definitely need to pick that one up, and I will be. So that's basically it. That is my summer sale, or not summer sale, my winter sale 2025 recommendations, wish list for things that are potentially coming soon and things that I'm absolutely going to purchase. Uh, I you have until the 5th of January to pick things up. So I would love to hear what you are going to buy, if anything. Or if there's anything that I recommended this evening that you now feel confident enough to go out and spend your hard earned money on. If you would, just let me know, leave it in the comments. I would love to hear about it. And I guess that's it. We will go ahead and wrap this up. Uh, Tomorrow, I've got another cool video that'll be coming out. I've been trying to do things where stacking stuff on Tuesdays and Fridays, according to YouTube. That's when my audience mostly shows up to see things. So hopefully, you will enjoy tomorrow's video. And I guess that's it for this evening. As I always say, Apple II forever. Everybody, have a wonderful evening. Good night.